Hello! Today we're going to talk about the Paladin Squad. These guys have been hot favourites on and off forever. It's been like one of those bad relationships that people just can't seem to get through. The Paladin Squad. Let's hear about them. Paladins! Alright, let's talk about their stats. We'll talk about how they differ from regular Terminators and why they're elite, etc. So basically we've got a move of 5, normal for Terminators. We have a weapon skill of 2+, so that's that little bit better than a regular Terminator unit. We've got ballistic skill 3+, we've got strength 4, toughness 5, we've got 3 wounds, we've got 4 attacks base, 5 on the Paragon. So a little bit more attacks than regular Terminators, and we've also got leadership 8 and 9 on the Paragon. They also have a 2+ save. So they are equipped with Stormbolter, Nemesis 4-sword, frag and crack grenades. Stormbolter's your usual Stormbolter profile, and the 4-sword, it's your +1 strength, -3 AP, 2 damage. Now, any number of models in this unit can have the Nemesis 4-sword replaces 1 weapon from the melee weapon list. So that gives you the options to go either falchions, halberd, stave, or hammer. Now, I would probably say to stick at least 1 stave in this unit, mainly because they're a very expensive unit, and being able to drop the stratagem on them to get a 4+ invulnerable save could be the savior. There's often times where if you're trying to cast Sanctuary on them, sometimes you'll either fail it, even with a reroll, or it'll get denied, and that makes them suddenly vulnerable. Now, the stave does only protect you from shooting abilities from your opponent. It doesn't protect you in combat, but it's better than nothing, right? So, yeah. So for every 5 models in this unit, up to 2 Paladins can have their Stormbolter replaced with 1 weapon from the special weapons list. So I've said it before in the Terminator video, the heavy weapons on Terminators aren't great. The bonus they do have is that they don't give up a force weapon. They don't give up their Nemesis 4 swords or whatever they want to take, like Strike Marines or Power Armor Marines do. They still keep their combat abilities that way, but you just struggle from the negative to hit from moving and shooting heavies. The Flamers are probably the better option, but Bolters are still fine. If you can find ways to synergize with the heavy weapons, then do it. You can use the stratagems on them to move and shoot without penalty, etc, etc. But either way, Terminators, they have the ability to take 4 special weapons if you can find some way to use them, but typically they're going to be there to punch the crap out of things. Now, hammers aren't too bad on these guys. Like, you do suffer the neg to hit modifier from hammers. Being weapon skill 2+, you go back to a 3. There is also a stratagem which affects Terminators. These guys do have that Terminator keyword, so your stratagem can then put those hammers back to a 2+ to hit. The downside is they don't have a Brotherhood keyword. So all you guys that reroll 1s to hit will not affect these guys, with the exception of Khaldor Drago. He doesn't say reroll 1s to hit for Brotherhood, it's reroll hits of 1s for Grey Knights. So Drago does get through that. The downside also is, though, you don't have a Brother Captain ability in anywhere that can allow them to reroll 1s to wound. But there is a way around that. So, we have Knights of Titan combat squads and Teleport Strike as the standard. We've got the Crackstone Nihilus for the 5+ invulnerable save, and then we have the Psychic ability. So I was mentioning we don't have ways to reroll 1s. This is where we can do some special magic. So, this unit can attempt to manifest 1 psychic power in your psychic phase, and attempt to deny 1 psychic power in your opponent's psychic phase. It knows Smite and 2 powers from the Sanctic Discipline. Knowing 2 powers is quite useful. Being a combat unit, Hammerhand is naturally one you sort of look at and gravitate to, because that does allow you to reroll failed wounds. or just reroll wounds in general, actually. Being able to take 2 of any power is actually pretty cool. I actually recommend also taking Armored Resilience. The reason being, Terminators being in a 2+ save, they cast Armored Resilience on themselves. They then go from a 2+ save to a 1+ save. The 1+ save, it's going to protect them against good AP. Furthermore, if you then are in Tide of Shadows, you then go to a 0+ save. So you're going to be basically anything that's AP neg 1 or 2, you're going to be immune to it to a degree. You'll still get wounded. But when you get to AP 3, you suddenly got a 3+ save. Then if you're AP 4, you got a 4+ save. And then anything AP 5, 5+. So that's where your stave comes in handy. Anything with really big AP, bang, put that on it then. It makes them a lot more harder to kill than people actually realise. Now they do have a stratagem, and it is called, again, cannot remember the names of all these stratagems because they're all so new. It is called Alloy of Disciplines. It is 1 CP. Use this stratagem in your command phase. Select 1 paladin unit from your army. Select 1 psychic power from the Sanctic Discipline that unit does not know and replace 1 of the psychic powers that it does. What you can do with that, if you start them with Ethereal Castigation, you can move them forward in your movement phase. Ethereal Castigation them so that they'll shoot, they can move, so they've gained 10 inches. Then you can use that CP to then drop a different power on it. You could either then put Hammer Hand on them or Armored Resilience. You can also spend the CP to be able to cast 2 powers, so you can have Armored Resilience and you've got that extra move. It's useful, it's not too bad. If you're going to go with a really shooty paladin unit, you could always go with Astral Aim. It does give you that ignores cover, which is it's better than people think or give it credit for. You've also got the reroll a single hit. It's not fantastic, but it's better than nothing. There's also a psychic power called Purge Soul. It's not as good as it used to be. The thing is, the only units that can actually get it in this book is these paladins or the librarian. So yeah, and if you really want, you can do Purifying Flame on them. It's pretty cool. But I think the two main ones for these guys is definitely Hammer Hand and Armored Resilience. Armored Resilience is just going to make them extremely hard to kill. Now with the Apothecary, he can actually benefit these dudes because his Combat Restoratives, it affects Grey Knight Infantry. The Narcithium, it also affects Grey Knight Infantry, and he's also got his stratagem that can bring a guy back to life. Those synergize very well with the Paladins. So yeah, so Paladins, they are honoured knights, so they don't have a brotherhood. I do think a cool list would be to run a Vanguard detachment with Drago and 3 squads of 10 Paladins, just to go full old school. If you wanted to, you could probably throw a Brother Captain in there. He's not going to be able to affect them with any rerolls and stuff like that, but it'll just be fluffy. In the old book, the Paladins were actually led by a Brother Captain. I've noticed in this book, they've actually changed it, and now he's a Paragon Prime. He's a different bloke. So I don't know if in the fluff, I haven't found anything so far in the fluff if the old Brother Captain got killed and he hasn't been replaced yet, so the Paragon Prime's running him. I don't know. Hopefully we get a cool novel about it or something. But yeah, so on a knight, and they also synergize well with the Paladin Ancient and the Venerable Dreadnoughts now. But I'll talk about them separately. So yeah, that's Paladin squads. Until next time, see you then. Be awesome.